was that we guys went through to trick you to watch me play Pillow Chase 2, or actually better yet, just talk about these monsters, part 2 in the tier list. Now, we're gonna start things off with Rosemary. Her stats is 26 sprint speed, 50 stamina, and 30 damage per hit. Now, this looks below average on paper. And she is also one of the 2 startup monsters in the game besides Vapor, so you can play as her whenever you want. This monster, in my opinion, is a B tier. Now, how is she a B tier and Vapor's all the way down in F tier? Let me explain. Her abilities: Echolocation and Demonic Shriek. Echolocation is an ability where she highlights all of the players in the map, around the map, sorry. And Demonic Shriek is an ability where it blinds players, but also it kind of does a little something extra to them as well. When you activate Demonic Shriek and the player starts running, their stamina decreases by an increased amount. So when you're blinded, it's gonna wear off about for at least 4 or 5 seconds. So in those 4 or 5 seconds, she can use her incredible speed to catch up to you, and your stamina is just gonna be decreasing while you run. That is why she needs experience, because Rosemary is a monster who is not really that easy to just pick up and master already. A lot of monsters in this game are like that too. So Rosemary, in my opinion, has to be at least a B tier, a mid B tier, and she's kind of fun a little bit too. I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, she is a 30 damage per hit. She's a 4 tapper, but that's still pretty good. And then get some XP off of that. So what I recommend for like a combo for Rosemary is just step away from the player a bit, and then do Demonic Shriek so that when they run, it increases their stamina a lot. Yeah, that is my advice for Rosemary. Any Rosemary players, if you want to do this combo, I recommend it. If you don't want to do it, of course, you have your own Rosemary combos, Rosemary ideas you can try. And once you hit them with the Demonic Shriek overall, it's going to shrink them down to where their stamina is about Rosemary's stamina. And Rosemary's sprint speed is 26. That's fast as fuck. So she can literally catch up to you pretty quickly. That is going to be it for Rosemary. If you have any disagreements, any criticisms on my opinion for Rosemary, make sure to talk about them in the comment section. But anyways, on to the next monster. Now, on to the next monster, which is we have Fawadi. Fawadi here, this monster's kind of broken. I'm not gonna lie to you. So Fawadi here. Fawadi has 95 stamina, 21 sprint speed, and 35 damage per hit. Now this kind of seems, a little on paper. This kind of seems like you're not really sure you want to main this guy. And besides, this guy is literally shorter than the Survivor, so why do you want to main him? Well, let's just say there is one ability that Fawadi makes him so broken, makes him amazing to play as, which is called Silly Rush. Silly Rush, this ability, you can call it Charging Demise, but basically Fawadi starts charging towards you, and if he hits you, he gets you in a bone break in 15 HP. Now this is broken. It's not like MX's Charging Demise where it gives them ticks of damage. When Fawadi contacts you in Silly Rush, you're dead. Like, yeah, that's basically game over because you're in bone break, and he has way more stamina than you. I mean, that's not true, but you get what I mean. Like, you're gonna be low of stamina. His passive, Fawadi's passive is when he kills someone, he goes extremely fast right after, and he can still hit someone right after he kills someone too. That's what the passive says. And Oni Vision is, of course, just a highlight ability, and it also regains stamina for Fawadi. But the slight flaw in Oni Vision that makes him kind of different is that Oni Vision for him, he can't hit anyone when he does Oni Vision, and he can't even use Silly Rush in Oni Vision. And another thing about Silly Rush is that you can use Silly Rush for more mobility and more to gain more stamina, so that you can still keep up with the survivor and chase, keep up with the player. So Fawadi's whole entire gig, his kit basically, is just a high risk, high reward type character. In my opinion on him, where I put him in the tier list, honestly, I give this man an A tier. I give him a mid or high A tier. He's pretty good. If he didn't have Silly Rush, I would probably put his ass in B tier, but nah, Silly Rush really carries it for Fawadi. So, let me know any comments about Fawadi, anything, too shabby about him, or if I'm missing some stuff. So, anyways, on to the next monster. The next up we have is Inkfill. Inkfill. So this man is the slowest monster in the game with a whopping 16 sprint speed. His damage is about, I think, 45, to 45 damage per hit, and his stamina is 130, I assume. Now, Inkfill, if I would go to post, like, nerf, honestly, I would put his ass in D tier. But, he got some buffs, and when I actually started to play as him more, I realized that he has the most potential to be an actual good monster. Let me explain. So, Devil's Portal. Let's begin with this. Devil's Portal is is where Inkfill vomits on the floor of like ink, and he can spawn up to 7 of these around the map. And whoever steps in these ink portals will be highlighted and will be inked, getting the ink debuff, which makes them slower, very slow. And Inkfill can also teleport between portals when he's on a portal. Then we have Devil's Rage. Devil's Rage, it's an ability where Inkfill raises his hands and basically Hulk smashes the ground, and anyone who's like intact of this ability, they will get a ink debuff, and they will get like 45, maybe 30, something like that. They will get some damage. And Devil's Dive is where Inkfill flies towards the player, and if he hits them or gets in contact with them, they will get an ink debuff. Now, my personal opinion, I will put him in the high B tier or low A tier category. Because here's the thing about Inkfill. Inkfill, he plays as a zoner. If no one hits his portals, if anyone doesn't really get inked, Inkfill cannot catch them. Inkfill can simply not get them at all. Another thing about his portals that follows up with a good combo with Devil's Rage, when he gets out of a portal, it explodes, and when the portal explodes, it gives damage to anyone who's around it, and also gives another ink debuff. Devil's Rage, if you slam it onto a portal, it gives more damage and gets the player on the bone break. Post-release, it just kills like 8 people if you want, but that was a bit too good, and thank God Blade nerfed it. That's my opinion about Inkfill. Let me know what you think. My comments about Inkfill. Anyways, next monster. Now, on to the next monster who I kind of have a bit to talk about. This monster is Vita Mimic. Vita Mimic. I kinda am pissed off about this monster for the amount of times I talked about this monster, and overall, before I even gave my criticisms about him and just fucking trash talked him, I still hated him. I really disrespected Vita Mimic. Anyways, besides the whole thing, Vita Mimic, I would, right off the bat, I would put her in an A tier. A low mid A tier. But honestly, I would put her at a low A tier. Why? Vima Mimic, she has 21 sprint speed, 100 stamina, and 15 damage at the beginning of the game. And the more she kills people, she gets 30 damage, which is her damage cap. And her abilities, Elder Ascension, where Vita Mimic goes invisible and she goes faster. Her animalistic instinct is where she highlights players all around the map. Now, Vita Mimic, her animalistic instinct, when she attacks a highlighted player, it gives them I would say like a bleeding debuff, where it makes the player bleed all through the match. It wears off. Don't worry, it wears off. Of course. Vita Mimic. Here's the thing about Vita Mimic: 21 sprint speed. I have calculated the speed of a Survivor. Survivor has 23 sprint speed. 23. That's insane. So let's say here you're faster than Aoni, and Aoni can kind of keep up with you. Let's say a guy with a 21 sprint speed, like Vita Mimic here. Vita Mimic, if she comes towards you and you know that Vita Mimic is close, she's going to be losing stamina. So by the time you run, you're going to be out-staminaing her because you have more stamina in the conversation. So you're going to waste the hell out of Vita Mimic's time, or you're probably going to win the match by doing this. Because I've both won a match and wasted the Vita Mimic's time with this method. Now, of course, you know, you're probably never going to know what you're going to know, because Vita Mimic, she does have the invisibility. She can just sneak up on your ass when you don't know it, and you're basically just scratching your hair. Vita Mimic is a good, solid monster, but honestly, she is not that broken. So I would put her at low A tier. Gave your criticisms. I don't really care about this monster. Let's just talk about the next monster already. Now, next monster that we have is the Forest King. Forest King, she has 100 stamina, I would say, and 20 sprint speed, and she has a 25 damage while running, but 40 damage while walking. Forest King's abilities: Glitching Blitz. Glitching Blitz is a projectile, where she shoots at anyone and hopefully it hits. When it does hit, it takes away about 32 of their health, gives them 32 damage, and it also gives them a glitched status where they can't really see that good that they used to see of their vision. Lurking Facade. Forest King spawns these floating heads that move really, really slow, but also move through walls, through roofs, through anything. And when they hit a player, it highlights them, and also it gives Forest King a speed boost. Forest King. Now, the thing is about Forest King is that when you're zoned, it's kind of game over. So try not to get yourself zoned from this character. And I would honestly put her at a high A tier, but because ever since she really got released, she's been getting nerfed, and she was an easy S tier, probably better than MX if I'm being honest. But now, honestly, I'm gonna put her at a high A tier because she is still kind of punishing. She can still get kills. You know, she's still a good monster, a good pick. But I'm just saying she has lost her ways. The Lurking Facade, I think she can only spawn up to 5 of them. Glitching Blitz became a little bit more easier to dodge. So I'm just saying, Forest King is not really that good of a monster as she used to be. She's still a solid monster. I respect Forest King. She's good. I guess he's good. Yeah, that's about it for Forest King. Honestly, yeah, that's about it for Forest King. I mean, the Glitching Blitz goes pretty far. She can definitely snipe a player, and the Glitching Blitz also goes through walls as well, so you can catch a player off guard like that. But anyways, that is everything that I wanted to say about Forest King. Oh, the Lurking Facade, when it's also near a player, it highlights them as well. It doesn't give them a speed boost. She gets a speed boost when it touches the player. Anyways, see you guys in another part.